This new FM format takes talk to the edge, relying heavily on a new type of talent, young, brash, and unapologetic.
I don't give a rat.
Pushing the social and legal boundaries of speech.
That rectory should be like a gay bar.
The current it boys of FM talk are the New York-based duo of Opie and Anthony.
We just go on the air and fly by the seat of our pants, and sometimes it's clever and funny, and other times it's downright disgusting and offensive.
Opie, a childhood nickname of former rock DJ Greg Hughes, and Anthony Cumia, a former air conditioning duct installer, are 30-somethings who spend 4 outrageous hours a day male bonding with their audience.
Why do these guys like your show? I mean, they have a lot of options.
It's just a bunch of guys hanging out, and, you know, guys can relate to that. That's why they like it. You know, they feel like they're a part of something, you know, the Opie and Anthony fraternity, whatever.
This is the debauchery, the stuff that they, you know, sometimes a lot of guys we know, they can't go out to strip clubs. They're not allowed. They're not allowed to have a porno movie in their house.
Their show on WNEW in New York is the #1 program with a coveted demographic of men 18 to 49, attracting advertisers selling everything from beer to cars. Opie and Anthony recently made headlines with a lucrative syndication deal that will take them into 19 of the top radio markets. And they didn't get there by just telling the time and temperature.
And you're naked already?
I still got underwear on.
Well, I think you should lose that. Yeah, you got to take those off to play the game.
It's time to play, hey, guess what's in my pants?
What is the game, Guess What's in My Pants?
We get women to call us from their little bedrooms and rub phones on their private area.
This devoted listener, a 24-year-old calling herself Lola, left any sort of guessing behind when she showed up at the studio to be honeyed and feathered for a game called Mommy, What Would You Do for Backstreet Boys tickets? First the honey.
You got to turn that fan on and let the feathers go.
And then the feathers. And who did you do this for?
I did it for my little sister so I could get her concert ticket, but I also had a little incentive of my own, like having all my friends hear me do this wacky stunt.
And her friends can see her, too. And so can everyone else, because digital pictures of stunts like this appear immediately on the station's website.
It's the kind of stuff, the sensational stuff that people enjoy.
Yeah, I get off knowing people are looking at their radios in their cars and going, did I just hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you get WOW in your car, Gary.
Perhaps the duo's most famous and infamous bit is the WOW promotion. WOW stands for Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
It just popped in my head. You know, if ladies would flash while we're stuck in traffic, how much fun could that be?
That's why these men showed up at this sticker stop, so they might be wowed.
Winner!
Is WOW sexist?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
We're not forcing anyone to do it. There's just plenty of ladies that are willing to oblige.
Not the founder of this anti-Opie and Anthony website, who filed a complaint with the FCC against the duo. And last month, the FCC initiated an inquiry. Journalism professor Ruth Baird Smith is writing a book on talk radio. She says she's troubled by what she hears on Opie and Anthony's show.
They test the limits of the First Amendment very cleverly, but they test them at the expense of women, blacks, homosexuals, and other minorities.
At least once a day on your show, you drop in something that says, hey.
Right, yeah.
But so this is what guys do. We're just goofballs. Right.
It's something,
we don't mean anything by it. I got gay friends, you know. They understand it.
Somebody who's listening to your show might decide to use the word or whore towards a woman or towards a black person.
It's being presented with humor, with love in many cases. It's not an angry, it's not a hateful way we're presenting this.
The kind of language on the radio sometimes spills into behavior, into our society. And I'm not saying that they encourage people to do that, but it makes it the norm. Hearing it on the radio makes it the norm.
So many of these hosts make the argument that if you don't like what you hear, you have the power in your hand. Just turn off the radio.
And that's true, but you can't shut it off everywhere. You take the bus to New York, there's a big WOW advertisement. You get in the cab driver's listening to it. So it's part of the culture.
In New York, their presence does seem to be everywhere. And Opie and Anthony hope for the same success in cities from Sacramento to Chicago.